Good afternoon, Moonbasers. Here's another Moonbase video. Today I'm going to be looking at a quite obscure collectible from the world of Project Sword toys. It's a little bit off the beaten track, and for that reason may interest you, particularly if you collect Project Sword like I do. First of all, I'll just get rid of a few items which are on the table. A bit of mic trim, excuse me, artwork, and a Ferrero Rocher globe full of SpaceX toys with my attempt at the photonic space station on the top. Right, the item we're going to look at today is from Japan, and it's a display card of metal toys. I've just acquired this after about 6 years of searching. It's the only one I've ever seen in the flesh, and before this I only saw one photograph of it on a Japanese auction site about 6 years ago. It actually has an English title. It's called Flying Space Rocket. As I say, it's a display card of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or at least 10 what I can only describe as tin flying saucers with a sort of a corkscrew device which you hook through the centre of the spinner. Actually the spinner itself, now I'm feeling it, is made of card and plastic. The rotors are plastic. It's the top housing which is tin, and the corkscrew spinning device is also made of metal. You would pull that through and spin it. So presumably this was in a shop, and each individual item was pulled off by Japanese buyers in the shop. The company that made it is like a small T in a circle. It's not the T in a circle that Project Sword collectors will know well, or Tai Hing as properly called, who made the Moon Bus and the Moon Prospector. This is a small T in a circle. This is Japanese. There's a patent number on it, 3746, and from the back it's very plain. All in all, it's quite heavy. Now, for Project Sword collectors, the business end of this toy is the header card, which, to be honest, is the only reason I got the toy. So it is a bit tangential for a Project Sword collection. The key things to see on the header card are these two pictures here. Both of these are Project Sword toys. One is the booster rocket, and one is a Task Force toy. I think it's Task Force 1. Very, very lovely header art. You've also got a Gemini-like capsule and a spinner, which is in effect actually the spinner on the toy. It's the same it's the same design, which actually has Space Station written on it on the toy. So for project sword collectors, this is a reuse of project sword box art. If we actually compare it with some Century 21 booster rocket box art, you'll see that it is more or less a direct lift of it. They've actually changed the jet streams coming off the Century 21 original. They've removed the sword wording on the actual badge, but the arrowhead badge is still there. Other than that, I'm just looking at the two. Obviously they've also changed the exhaust flame. That's different. But the important thing to see, and what really fascinated me, is they are the same size. This header card art hasn't changed in size at all from the booster rocket art, and just looking at it, I would say that they've extended the booster rocket background from the Century 21 box and used it as the entire background for their header card. Just seeing that for the first time. Obviously they've changed the planet. That's a different planet to the Century 21 box. But all in all, it's quite fascinating. Obviously the Japanese maker of the flying space rockets had the booster rocket box to hand, has just lifted it wholesale and used it on their product, as was often the case with a successful line like Project Sword from Century 21. Okay, a little bit off the beaten track, as I said, but hopefully will be of interest to Project Sword collectors, maybe like me, who are reaching the end of collecting the actual Century 21 line and are looking slightly further afield to get collectibles like this. This was actually from Japan. It was quite expensive, and I'm very pleased to have managed to track it down. Okay, thanks a lot, Moonbases. Till next time, keep on swording.